Hi everyone, this is Mark Baird out here in Puerto Escondido. I have a jungle behind me here. And then there's the Sierra Madre Mountains, I think, out there. And there's a lot of clouds in the sky today. Uh, Still in early November, and so it's nice, semi-cool weather. It's around 87 degrees, I guess, out here now. And it's a little humid, but it's that tropical humidity. It doesn't bake you. It just makes you glisten. Anyway, let me fill you in on a little bit about Puerto Escondido. Puerto Escondido was a fishing village back in the 1970s, I guess, and I know what that's like because in the early 1960s I ran away from home and I hitchhiked down to Mexico, and I lived in a little fishing village. And it only had about 200 people in it, much like probably Puerto Escondido at that same time, if it even had that many people in it. And the town that I lived in, there were Indians and Mexicans living there together, and we'd meet every evening in front of the cathedral there, the little church there, the iglesia, in the plaza, and everyone would sit around, the children would run around, and people would play music, and people would share ice cream and candy and tortillas, and people with bands would play. But everyone knew everybody, and we all loved each other. We were one big family. And I've always been looking for that because San Blas back then had around 200 people in it. Now, 70 years later, it has 55,000 people in it. So I haven't even gone back because it'll shatter me. I was kind of hoping Puerto Escondido could be similar to that, but it's not. It's really stretched out for about 15 miles, I would say. And there's certain sections in it. Now, at the southern end of it, there's a beach called La Punta, and it's a little village there, and it was created by surfers in the 1970s. And it's, not well-built homes and sometimes shacks and dirt roads, but it's totally cool and totally laid back, and it's really become a international place to go for the beautiful people who aren't wealthy, but they're digital nomads, and so they're self-sustainable, so they can live wherever they like, and they travel around the world to certain places, and they all kind of meet in those places. And Puerto Escondido in Mexico is one of the main places that all these international digital nomads, people who can make their living online, come here. Now, a lot of them are bloggers, and so they're doing what I'm doing right now. They're always sharing with people, where they're going and what they're eating and what the fun things are to do, and et cetera, et cetera. And they are incredibly beautiful people. If you go to La Punta, everyone's in their 20s and 30s. I mean, I'm 72. I go there and I look like a zombie. But incredibly beautiful people. I mean, if you like to people watch, that's a great place to sit and just go, wow. But you have to be in your 20s or 30s if you're really going to enjoy that place. I mean, they really have a generational feeling there. You can really tell that everyone's united and everyone's real talkative and everyone's meeting each other and really excited. And so La Punta's a surfing area. It has a point, and it has a nice left break on it that sometimes reaches up to 25 feet. But we didn't see anything like that. They were really small, 2-3 footers at the most. And on those days, a lot of beginning surfers get to ride those waves, so that's fun. You can't really swim in La Punta because it is a very turbulent tide that they have there on the shore, and so unless you're an experienced swimmer, you're going to get caught in a riptide. And so if you're a surfer, it's not so bad because you're on top of the water, you're not standing in the water, and so the riptide doesn't affect you nearly as much. So it's not really a great swimming beach. But it's a great surfing place for beginners to advanced. And so there's other towns I'm going to tell you about, but right now I'm going to stop and just say that that's the La Punta section of Puerto Escondido. And I hope you come here someday. The Mexican people are extraordinarily friendly. They practice common courtesy. Whenever you meet someone in Mexico, even if you've known them for 20 years, you always start out the day with, "How are you today?" And they always say, "I'm fine, how are you?" And then you always say, "Well, I'm wonderful, thank you so much." And every conversation starts that way. And so if you come to Mexico, try to remember that, because if you just blurt out a question without even saying hi, it's kind of strange to them. People are courteous in Mexico. You just don't start talking without asking, how are you today? It's a good day today, isn't it? And if you meet someone for the first time, you always say, it's a pleasure to meet you. El gusto es mío. And so it's a very friendly place, and I know a lot of people give it a bad rep and say, oh, it's dangerous. I imagine if you're taking drugs or buying drugs or involved with a drug cartel, or if you're living in the wrong neighborhood, just like anywhere in the United States or anywhere else in the world, it could be dangerous. But in the touristy areas, nobody wants it to be dangerous. This is a principal economy for all of Mexico, is tourism. And so it's a very safe place with very friendly people. They're very happy to have you here because we've created so many jobs for so many people. Anyway, time for me to say goodbye. Bye.